Power levels in anime. I talked about this briefly in my JoJo video, but in that circumstance, the power levels were like here, then shot way up at the ending. So how do you do good power level scaling? Simple. You watch Baki, you moron. Baki has the most consistent power level scaling ever. I'll explain. Baki at the beginning of the story has to defeat his father, Yujiro Hanma, the strongest being on Earth. Now, let me tell you how most other anime would take this plot. Have Baki defeat his father in the first season, then have another surprise villain for the second season, till the power levels get so absurd that they are destroying universes. That's the problem with power escalation. You constantly need to one-up the next villain. However, with Baki, that problem does not exist because Yujiro is a fucking badass.
And when it comes to dealing with heinous crimes, the FBI is peerless.
The FBI won't be able to figure this out. Not even in 100 years.
He's constantly the strongest being on Earth. To this very day, actually, Yujiro remains on top. He's not a tool used to be taken down for some epic battle solely for Baki. He is a measurement of how far Baki has come. Whenever a new villain shows up in Baki, it isn't a question of, hey, can they defeat Baki? It's more of a question of, can this guy beat Yujiro Hanma while he's paralyzed, asleep, and can't move? It's absolutely ridiculous how strong Yujiro is. And the show actually never answers that question. Yujiro's a cocky asshole. He toys with people just to show off. And we get glimpses of his backstory, all of which are when he was either Baki's age or slightly older. Like how he can kill an entire army single-handedly, or how he killed the strongest beast on Earth, or how he destroyed Captain fucking America. However, while all these feats are impressive, and we get a deeper understanding of what kind of hellish training Yujiro did in order to become the strongest being on Earth, that's all young Yujiro. We never get a true testament of his power, because he's never really had to go all out in any fights. The show starts with stating Yujiro is the strongest being in the world, and it never goes back on its word. It doesn't need to retcon a villain or downplay them for the next season, only for a new bad guy to be like, oh no, actually, I'm the strongest in the universe. Baki, in its absolute genius, albeit quite absurd at times, would rather develop the main antagonist for years to come. Yujiro is complicated. You really can't say he's good or evil because in the world of Baki, there's no underlying plots, no secret underground organization trying to control the world, no bug monsters trying to eat humans, no Team Rocket. It's just people who genuinely love to fight. Every character has a different philosophy when it comes to fighting and their own life. I can do an entire video essay on each and every Baki character, describing their motives and ideals, which I would love to do, but I need to diversify my content. I mean, come on guys. The contrast to Yujiro and Baki is amazing. Baki at the beginning of the story only sees life as a challenge he needs to overcome. He doesn't care about forming meaningful relationships through actual conversation or just being happy. To him, being the strongest is his meaning, his sole purpose. Remind you of anyone? This is done intentionally. Younger Baki is Yujiro Hanma, just without the experience or wisdom or power, because Yujiro is an arrogant ass who jumps into battle for no regard of his own safety, and being the strongest is the only thing that matters to him. But he's still oddly wise. He's a genius at hand-to-hand combat. He knows the most about secret fighting techniques, the human body, and the fighting spirit, and can literally master a forbidden technique just by looking at it for 2 seconds. He is extremely knowledgeable in all aspects of fighting, but he's also quite respectful in having dining manners. It's weird to watch this monster of a man teaching Baki about proper dining etiquette and then giving him a motivational speech on what it means to have true power. While he is the main conflict, the fact that Baki and Yujiro are father and son is not neglected. Baki was originally, in my opinion, going to be Yujiro, and in fact, this was utterly supported by his own mother. The shift in character for Baki happens once his mother dies in the hands of Yujiro Hanma. Now, first-time viewers of Baki tend to believe this is why Yujiro is the villain of the story. I mean, right? Well, I wouldn't come to that easy of a conclusion. Let's first address the mother of Baki and the wife of Yujiro. Right off the bat, if you fall in love with a man like Yujiro Hanma, you're already a little fucked in the head. I think we can all agree to that. But Baki's mother is corrupt. She willingly sees her own husband. Oh yeah, she had a husband before meeting Yujiro. Get killed by Yujiro Hanma, falls in love with his power, and proceeds to run a dark underworld organization solely for power and to help Baki become more powerful than Yujiro. She only has a child to see him become the strongest on Earth. She doesn't care for him genuinely, only gives him the tools to become the strongest. In fact, Baki and his own mother don't even live in the same house. While Baki does love his mother, this is made evident for him trying his hardest just to make his mother proud, his own mother does not feel the same way. It's sad to see this young kid getting beaten to near death countless times, all for the reciprocation of love from his mother he will never get. For a story about underground fistfights and reviving caveman for the purpose of having a good fight, the writing is beautiful. It isn't until Baki's mother sees Baki nearly get killed by Yujiro Hanma that she genuinely, for the first time in her life, not because she romanticized power and has a god complex, she genuinely loved someone else. Her own child. The motherhood in her, after all these years, it finally took a hold of her, and she sacrificed her own life, saving Baki. Yujiro then kills her, but I don't think it was purely to motivate Baki into becoming stronger. I mean, you can read it that way, but in my interpretation, it was because Yujiro knew she had already gone too far. When she did finally love Baki, she was still fundamentally flawed, and would most likely only cause more harm to Baki in the long run. Baki would never have a peaceful life if she continued to live. She is the leader of a crime syndicate after all, so Yujiro kills her. Baki, in pure terror and hatred, vows to avenge his own mother's death, and that's when the story of Baki truly begins. Instead of being a hothead he always was, Baki learns to humble himself by fighting actual monsters of men in an underground fighting organization. I'm not going to recap everything that happens, that'd take quite a while, but with each fight, Baki, after many years, learns to be happy and overall modest. He's much wiser than his old self. He begins a love life with a girl he met at school. He begins to care about people again. He genuinely forms meaningful relationships with those he fights. It's an interesting contrast. While everyone who is deeply rooted in fighting to the death, all they care about is winning at any cost, Baki shows them respect. And almost every villain in Baki respects him. Not fear, but respect. The separation between Baki and Yujiro is that people like Baki, even those who have tried to kill him. But everyone just fears Yujiro. Even though they are both blood related, how people see them is vastly different. That's how you make a villain and protagonist. Not by exaggerating their evil or good acts to the point where the viewer has to say, oh, he bad guy, he good guy. No, you don't do that. You do it by making them feel real. While every character in Baki is ridiculously overpowered, and stuff that happens in the show is so bizarre and unrealistic, yet entertaining, the characters in the show always feel oddly real. It's as if you can genuinely see these people existing in our world. Remember when this video was supposed to be talking about power levels? Well, in case you weren't paying attention, I actually was talking about power levels. Baki does get stronger in the show, but it correlates to his own personal character growth. I love stuff like Dragon Ball or Hitman Reborn. I think they have their own unique charm about them and a personal place in my childhood heart. But the power levels for both these shows never really carry any weight in terms of character growth. Oh, Goku transformed and became infinitely times more powerful than last episode? Cool. What changed about him? Nothing. In Baki, whenever any character gets stronger, they do change drastically. Baki himself is the perfect example of this. He doesn't even care about being the strongest anymore. All he cares about is protecting the ones he loves, which is way more relatable than any other show and anime I've seen, honestly. That's how you do power levels. Be consistent on who is the strongest. Don't try to needlessly kill the main villain and introduce a new one because he needs to sell toys. Instead, how about you actually flesh out every single character in your show so that when they do fight, every punch means everything.
I want you to fight me. That'll be my last defensive match. I can put an end to this phase of my life.
Hey guys, this is just a little after credits secret scene. I wanted to say apologies for no video yesterday. This video just took a lot more time to make than my other videos. Plus it's also almost twice as long as my normal videos, so I mean it kind of makes sense. But I did want to just take one day to really focus and hone in on this video, which I think it paid off in the long run. I don't know, you could be the judge of that. But I will continue to make daily uploads, or as consistent as uploads as I possibly can, and I'll be continuing to making the videos similar to the style. And yeah, I hope you stay for the ride. If you really like this video and you want me to continue making these longer videos that take up a little bit more time than my average daily uploads, then let me know. Like, subscribe, share it. If you have a friend who thinks fucking My Hero is the greatest thing ever, or Naruto is a masterpiece or something, just show them this video so you can prove them wrong. But in all seriousness, thank you guys for the support recently. It's been great. My channel is actually getting quite a lot of support, even though I talk about some unpopular opinions. But yeah, thank you guys. Continue to like, subscribe. Let's get to like 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I mean, come on. We're close. We're close. Not really, but we're close. Comments, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one, which will most likely be early in the morning. Don't hold me to that though. Seriously. Thank you. Bye.